Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Trap Team Soul Seeker series here on the channel. We're continuing on today with the might of Blackout. We have even a fire trap and a tech trap with the appropriate villains within them to ensure that we can complete their villain quests along the way. But now we have ourselves a fun little crane game. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan there, Max. Wow, my apologies if you heard that right there. I went to go and grab Lobster off my shelf because we'll be using him soon, and there is a high possibility that you heard Skylanders being knocked off along the way. Truly tragic, I know. Without further ado, let's be dropping him into the water. Boom. Pick you up. And drop you off. Anyway, what I'm realising is that as much as I want to pick up Deja Vu's Soul Gem here, I actually can't, as the magic element activates in Monster Marsh, and obviously as Deja Vu isn't a Trap Master and off magic element, I wouldn't be able to access the Traptanium for the final treasure chest as part of that level, and I want to be able to 100% it when we access it after we're done with this level, which is never going to finish because apparently I'm just going to continue in this loop of not being able to pick up mags apparently. But say, that would be one tragedy that I would want to go for if I wanted 100% of Monster Marsh. But luckily, those Traptanium clusters are pretty close together, and we should still be able to access them when we go through it the second time for the solo shot and the speedrun. We just pick a magic Trap Master to do it with. In fact, we don't even need to pick a magic Trap Master, we just need to pick a Trap Master period who can open up those Traptanium clusters and still complete the objectives along the way. Speaking of objectives, our objective now is to switch out for Lobster. So, the strategy I'm taking is that I will actually be picking up Deja Vu, because if I don't, it means that Nightmare has to take out the entire section involving the two villains and the arena at the end of Monster Marsh. Yeah, that sounds troublesome, and it sounds like something Nightmare would die to. But the problem here is that Nightmare can't die. I need her for all of the for all the Dark Elemental gates throughout the game, even. So, we'd be better off unlocking Deja Vu. And I would say, you know, put her at risk throughout that entire combat scenario, as she's less important. That's an unfair thing to say, but that's just the harsh reality of the course, I'm afraid. But that being said, Deja Vu isn't even going to die, so we don't need to worry about it. Ooh, Submarine bros for life, eh? Yeah, I don't care what you have to say, I just care about the fact that Brawlers can be placed into the portal right now, and his villain quest can be dealt with. Fantastic. Here's a Brawlers, folks. Tis good, indeed. I don't know why we speak this way. Oh, yes, I actually do. No, actually, because we're pirates, y'all. Anyway, I really wish I could skip over this unnecessary deep stew right now, but that seems to be asking for too much. But just like that, we are being all evolved, like, would you look at that? I'm looking good in my Submarine Bros for Life type attire. Life type, I'm not even a life type. I'm not even a type period, like this isn't Pokemon here, folks. Anyway, let's switch back out from Brawlers. Open up the present. We learnt the hard way with Bruiser Cruiser that you can't take off a trap whilst you're opening up a present, which you're definitely going to be placing atop Lobster's head, because what's more appropriate for a lobster than a freaking steampunk hat? So yeah, now that that's all dealt with, let's continue outside, and we also need a bomb for this wall where a treasure chest can be found, so we shall be doing that next. Out we pop, fantastic. We're not even going to bother switching out for a villain element because there's no combat, and water remains for the next section of the level as is, so we might as well just stick with Lobster for now. Boom! Let's get that all blown up, like, love to see it, and then we can also be opening up the chest whilst we're here. Then again, we can't just leave without the chest. That's the only reason why we brought the bomb in the first place. We kind of need the chest in order to get 100% completion and all that. Let's just not forget. Okay, here we go. Charging through. And bouncing up. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, let's bring out the bridge. Man, that was one fantastic bridge, and it was constructed with such raw awesomeness. And boom goes for war. Like I said, Water Element is here, and as you can tell, Lobstar, for some reason, there's a glitch where you walk backwards right there. You start conducting the moonwalk. And it's so hilarious to watch a lobster who throws, or should I say lobs? He lobs stars at enemies, and he's a lobster, and he's moonwalking. All these elements on top of one another are just hilarious. So even though that glitch definitely isn't intentional, it just adds to the hilarity and the like humor style of this game. It almost feels intentional with the fact that the humor fits, but obviously it's not intentional. Well, that's a shame. It's also a shame that you guys definitely cannot swim, because look at you! You have hooks for hands! We are literally drowning these guys! I mean, should we not have drowned them, they would have just been murdered by us. So either way, we are murdering these folks. The difference is that having lob stars, well, stars being lobbed at you and tearing you to shreds, that's less painful than drowning. In drowning, your lungs literally self-implode, and it is one of the most painful ways to die. So instead of showing mercy and defeating them with honour, the Skylanders instead bestow upon enemies a fate worse than death. One of the most painful deaths you could ask for. And you still mean to tell me that Skylanders are heroes? No! They didn't just inconvenience those brawling chains. They cannot swim with the hooks for hands. So they are dead. They have been drowned. That is brutal. Skylanders are brutal, okay? I have no idea why this guy is a pirate. Like, why would you want to be a pirate around water when you won't be able to swim in it? That sounds like you're asking for disaster. It's like the Vikings who are using water on wooden boats to traverse when they can't swim and they're dealing with fire-breathing dragons. I'm obviously talking about how to train your dragon too.
There won't be any trouble. Unless you do that. You know, wooden boats, big ocean. How is your swimming?
Not good.
But now let's get back to the world of the Skylanders. After that How to Train Dragon 2 edit right there. I had to show you the exact scene I was talking about, otherwise it'll be a really crappy edit. So, throw some more folks I can throw lobsters at, that's more like it, or I can lob stars at, to be more accurate with my grammar, because that is how grammar works. Oh yeah, that's destruction, alright. Oh wow, that guy didn't even have a chance to land. I almost feel sorry for him. Almost, anyway. Oh, neither did he. Fantastic, free experience, we'll take it. This death is also absolutely free because he did not stand a chance against the might of my charged lobsters right there. Lobsters, lob stars. For stars that I lobbed that were all charged up like. Didn't stand a chance to him, he didn't. And then we're not going to bother trapping him, but we did get a shit ton of experience from it all. So with that, we do not mind if we do. Now that's been unlocked, we can finally access this Straptanium up here that's been giving us a massive buff this entire time. Definitely did not mind that. And then we can pop on down, destroy even more enemies. As we're below deck, apparently. Boil! You see, this is what the Soul Gem is good for. Yeah, baby! He's dead. He even left me behind a good old piece of food. But now it's time for villains, and that villain is going to be Chef Pepperjack, because we can keep him in the portal in anticipation for his villain quest popping up. And I feel like whilst we're here, we might as well also get the Earth Elemental Gate out of the way. After all, we do have access to Wallop, who can open up the gate, being an Earth Trapmaster and all that. Okay, sweet, there's all that treasure. Let's switch back to Lobstar, claim every last bit of it, and then we can skedaddle. Yeah, the water element is back. We'll be grabbing some of that treasure right there. We'll be shooting right on through what is left of that barricade. Boom. Not so much boom. Apparently these things don't want to get pushed right now. For them to be pushed, I seem to be asking too much. Anyway, it's time for us to conduct the backup plan that I talked to you about, the one where Deja Vu tackles the entirety of the magic section in Monster Marsh after we have seeked out her soul. And as always, we shall be previewing her. She's looking awesome, because she is awesome. Really is, as simple as that. I'm also realising that I could tackle her level that obviously she's included in the adventure pack with, because the Mirror of Mystery only has 2 elemental gates, life and water. And we have Trapmasters for both. In fact, we even have both the water Trapmasters. So, without further ado, it's a wallop time! Yeah, clearly we haven't seen enough of Melee Joe Bot this level as is. Anyway, let's be opening up the gate. We're definitely going to call this the last episode of the day. I've had one hell of a session recording late, but that's just for YouTubers' life for you. We don't know what sunlight looks like. We're always recording and editing late at night and sleeping through the morning. We are nocturnal beings that are apparently incapable of having their Skylanders push the turtles into place. I think what I need to do is need to push this one, and then I push for both of them in this current direction. That would indeed seem to be the case. Got there eventually. This is practically the exact same puzzle as the one in Lair of the Golden Queen, but this time it's optional obviously because it's behind an Earth elemental gate. So without further ado, let's continue pushing these turtles that have a really cute pattern on their shells too. I also find it hilarious how their shells are square shaped, because obviously that is so ridiculously cartoonish and not accurate to real life. We got an Imperial hat, which we're going to wear. It's superior to what other hat, what can I say? Plus, like, what the armour. Not that Wallop really needs the armour. He's too busy annihilating enemies for it to be reversed upon him. You know, the enemies are already dead before they have any chance at striking him. Dare I go as far to say. So yeah, so let's be continuing on. We have ourselves a bridge. Well, it won't be much longer, not when we cross it and deconstruct it, mind you. Boom, and they're out of here. But Villain is stronger here, and we definitely want to swap out for Nightmare because there's some upcoming Traptanium clusters which obviously she can destroy and Blackout cannot.
Nowhere to hide.
Plus we also get the epic catchphrase, but I must admit the intimidation is kind of spoiled by the bubblegum she possesses right now. Boom, take down that fool. Destroy that for looking at me funny, no other reason. We charge into him and finish him off with our combinations. No you don't. He thought he stood a chance, he thought wrong. Okay, we'll cancel that combination by jumping out of it. We'll launch right into the Ring Sapphire, which I'm going to be perfectly honest here, completely forgot that was even there to begin with. So that's sorted. We'll speak with our friend with the tropical hat right here. Reminds me of a hat you earned from the 6th level of Spyro's Adventure in that Watergate.
I am not the only cook around here. There are others, good ones even.
Yeah, sure you are there, Gally. I'm sure you truly are the best cook around here. Chef Pepperjack will have something to say about that. If we tackle this villain quest, and when we're done with this level, we'll start with the Chaos Doom Challenge, because we can get through the first 3 waves of the first level before this episode comes to an end. That's like 10 minutes at best, even with all of the unnecessary deep stew along the way, and the tutorials and all that, but you gotta start somewhere. And that's with the first 3 waves for the Chaos Doom Challenge, mind you.
The special climate at these ruins makes them the ideal place.
Is that right, is it, Gally? Is that right, is it?
But the angry, evil head who haunts the place makes it slightly less ideal.
Well, that's not cool. Luckily, with Chef Pepperjack, we have speed. It's rather convenient. We can be speed, fast and fast, and quick and all that. I mean, we even have the colours of Lightning McQueen, for Pete's sake. So we are Lightning McQueen. And we know what Lightning McQueen is. Lightning McQueen is speed. Anyway, it's time for us to embark on what is the easiest, utmost joke for a villain quest I ever have seen. This is insulting just how easy it is. Like, seriously? Oh, we need 6 slices and I already have 2 of them. How exactly am I supposed to lose this challenge? That's what I'd like to know. Oh wow, that's been unlocked. I bet that has some more cheese, and we already have 3 slices. Okay, all we gotta do is attack, and then he kind of just fucks off. Oh wow, another one has been opened up. And I was right, behind this is yet another cheese. Oh, we lost 5 seconds. Oh no, but we have 9 minutes to go still, so I'm not exactly feeling intimidated by the lack of time right now. It's not exactly put me in a troublesome spot, has it? You know, 4 cheeses in a minute. I think after getting 4 cheeses in a minute, I can manage to get the last 2 with the remaining 9. Wait, I can moonwalk as Chef Pepperjack? That's something unbeknownst to me until this moment. Okay, now where's this last piece of cheese? Not that it's going to be difficult to find, and plus I have 8 minutes to find it. So like I say, never have I ever felt worried about completing this challenge whilst playing it, because it is unbelievably insulting how easy this is. Like, look at that! We even got the 6 cheeses and then some. You're welcome for a free bonus right now. The Master Chef? So basically Chef Pepperjack is the equivalent of Gordon Ramsay in this universe.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Yeah, there's nothing better than a little bit of a Gordon Ramsay cameo for my edit right there. This edit's gonna have so many clips in it. First it's How to Train a Dragon, and now it's Gordon Ramsay. We might as well title this the Clipshow, because that's what it is. The show of many clips. Hence the Clipshow and all that. But now we get to evolve Chef Pepperjack, as well as take him off a portal and pretend he never exists, because the only time we'll ever need him ever again is for any upcoming villain stashes, which there is no guarantee that we'll even use him to open up said villain stashes. So yeah, as far as you're concerned, that was the first and last appearance of Chef Pepperjack as a playable villain in this game. Or, well, at least for this playthrough, mind you, for Soul Seeker's playthrough I'm currently conducting before your very eyes. And outside we pop, these fellas have respawned. In fact, the entire level has reloaded as a result of completing that villain quest. They've given us a bridge here. Obviously, the developers figured out that when the level got reset, you were soft-locked here without the bridge. So obviously they had to make it that when the level first loads, they give you access to a bridge there. Anyway, let's destroy this Obsidian cluster with a charge into a jump and attack. It's one of the only moves for this character that flow, because unfortunately she's not a first-based character and she's a bit of a one-trick pony. Her tertiary attack is easily the best, so why even bother with any of the other attacks? But all those criticisms aside, I still like this character. It goes to show that there are a lot of Skylanders that, yes, whilst they aren't perfect and they have problems, I still rather quite enjoy playing as them. There's just that many good Skylanders out there. There's 167 of them. There's bound to be that at least 100 of them are really fucking good. And in fact, there's even more than that aren't really fucking good. Either way, let's, without further ado, drop the bait and lure the fish. Yeah, what does it look like I'm doing here, Mags? All hot buttered toasts and everything. I meant to do that. It was all part of the plan. Hope you've been enjoying the Leviathan Lagoon music in the background this entire time, by the way. Probably do a mix of Leviathan Lagoon and Dark Water Cove, to be fair. Both those soundtracks would blend in well with the rest of the level. I almost feel as though it belongs, because, oh wait, it does. This level does have a lot of those two themes inside of it. Anyway, we got most of all things. We're just missing, obviously, for Mastermind Villain, the villain quest of ye good old I-5, that's the name. And say we also missed the Undead Gate, as we didn't have access to the Undead Trapmaster at that point in time. Anyway, I'm going to make up for the fact that I didn't place Funny Bone onto the portal earlier for that Undead section, and we're going to place him on the portal now instead. Here's how the rules of the Chaos Doom Challenge are going to work. Whenever I begin a wave, I lock in as that Skylander, and I have to use that Skylander for the rest of the wave. Unless they die, and obviously then I have to switch over. If they're defeated in battle, they can't be used again throughout the rest of the playthrough. Obviously this first level we don't need to worry about. In fact, Funny Bone can easily tackle all 3 of these waves. But between waves, I can switch out for whatever Skylander I please, and I can do it multiple times to ensure I construct all my towers. Yeah, this is all about choice. I don't need to worry about elements. But it'll most likely be that whatever the towers are, one of my choices will be one of the elements of the tower. Whichever tower I build last, whatever element is required for that, will be the same as the Skylander I go into the next wave with. Pretty much. But say, these waves can get really overpowering, especially without villains, so even if I am switching out every single wave, there's still plenty to be fearful of, and I could easily lose characters left, right, centre, especially since I spawn in with no invincibility frames. Yeah, that's a plan there, Eon. Thank you for nothing, you useless tutorial, and this definitely more than makes up for the fact that Funny Bone wasn't able to do the undead portion of Rainfish Riviera. To my own stupidity, shall we go as far to say. Anyway, we're going to grab every last bit of this gold, not that we need it, as we are maxed out on gold, as you can tell right now. I love the fact that, obviously, the trinkets for Funnybone are put on his side. It just adds to the cuteness factor, and I don't care what you say, his tail is definitely Traptanium. Like, the plastic looks exactly the same, so he has a Traptanium tail. That is for sure. Man, I really have rambled on this episode, but that's absolutely fine. Rambling on is better than just remaining completely silent. What's the point, you know, in even doing gameplay if you have no unique commentary to add, unless, obviously, your gameplay is elite. Because obviously when people are watching for the gameplay, they want to see, like, elite gameplay, but when they're watching for the commentary, they want to hear you say things, even when things being said are absolute gibberish. So my advice for the stream, especially for those of you who are starting out on YouTube and are struggling with commentary, is basically just say literally the first thing that comes to mind and see what sticks. But obviously, don't be stupid about what you say. Say funny stuff. Stuff that isn't funny is inoffensive jokes and stuff like that. As long as the joke isn't inoffensive, and it's clear that it's a joke as well. Like, remember your tone of voice. I have a very sarcastic tone of voice to make it abundantly clear when it is I'm joking. So that's how you start off with commentary. Literally ramble on, talk about God knows what, and don't be offensive. Don't think, but also make sure you think enough to where you're not being offensive. Oh, new tower, that's sure is convenient. It's time for double undead. I love me some double undead. It's for build phase, but it won't be much longer, because we're going to finish this with Funnybone. And I'm also going to spin right round, baby, right round, baby, right round. Oh boy. No, not extra strength against the towers. Anything but extra strength against the towers. Yeah, by the looks of it, we're getting through these waves so quickly that this might even wind up being a shorter episode than most. What a bizarre way to end off the episode indeed. Oh, let's get out of here, we skedaddling. Yeah, luckily, between the towers and obviously how strong Funnybone is, we're having no problem with these guys. Boom! Explosion. Oh, I love that attack, it's so cute. I also love this attack too. This character is just absolute adorableness incarnate. I mean, for Pete's sake, he can dig up a paw. I can show you after this cutscene. Cuteness incarnate. That would make a good title of the episode, if not for the fact that we already have a Clipshow sorted out for that purpose. As this is the Clipshow episode, that's what this is. He's right, it's many things. Over is not one of them. We have plenty more game to play. Let's say, when I mentioned about paws earlier, this guy can literally dig up an undead paw, and look, bear witness to what happens when you approach it. It heals you for 50 at a sword rate, which is overpowered as is, but that's because it pets you! Oh, that is so adorable! You can't get over how cute that is. Funnybone is easily one of the cutest characters in the entirety of this series. And he's an undead Skylander. I mean, he's a completely skeletal dog, and yet his animations make him cute. Something that would normally be conceived of as creepy and something to be terrified of has now become adorable. You know, you dress up as skeletons in Halloween, go around spooking people up. If you was wearing a Funnybone costume, you would really fail at spooking people up. People would just look at you and see the adorableness. But it wouldn't actually be you wearing a Funnybone costume, it would be your dog. And the fact that your dog is wearing it multiplies the cuteness factor even further, which is insane because I didn't even know things could get that cute. If there was ever a way of dying from some raw cuteness, it would be from a dog wearing a Funnybone costume. Anyway, let's open up this, find out that it's a level up orb. I believe Nightmare is yet to have been fully leveled up, so let's switch back to her, we'll level her up, and then call it a day for the session.
Nowhere to hide.
I mean, yeah, the orb has nowhere to hide. In fact, it wouldn't even be very successful at hiding because it's just an orb, it can't move. So that being said, Nightmare is maxed out. What a perfect way to end off the session, indeed. With that being said and done, this video is coming to an end, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. By merely clicking on this video, you've shown support and helped it garner recognition so it can reach many other viewers here on YouTube. I'd love to see you take the extra step and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Also be sure to comment below and push that subscribe button whilst you're down there. By clicking elsewhere on screen, you can either check out a video that's specifically picked out for you, or you can check out the rest of the playlist for a series you just watched. Before ending off, I'd like to thank all of my Blazing Knights and Scorching Dragons whose support help make these videos possible. I'll be seeing you in the next video, and until that moment arises, peace!